Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Master of Command, a new-ish, real-time war game set during the wars of Frederick the Great, and kind of has a roguelike campaign, so it's sort of themed in the Frederick the Great style, but you're not fighting historical battles or anything like that. Now we are in the third act, which is the final act of this campaign, and we're getting close to the final battle against the boss, the headquarters battle, which occurs when this army over here marches toward us. 4 gold stars means these guys are really good. 30,000 troops mean they outnumber me. My army is only 20,000, possibly 21,000 when I get fully replenished, but I can't grow it anymore. There are no more slots for me to expand my forces, which is a little bit of a concern when it comes to fighting a larger army by half than my own size. So I don't know if it's possible for us to win. The only other thing I could possibly do to get more manpower really is either replace some of these grenadier units with regular infantry units. We could probably get 50% more men if we replaced, these 1,000-man grenadier units with 1,800 and 1,400 men. So, I guess we could maybe replace... We don't even have that many thousand. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4... So we could get 3,000 more men, but I think these troops are probably better than the alternative, so I'm not really sure what to do. Not a problem for this immediate moment, though, because we have been chased by this enemy army of 13,000 men. We're about to fight a sort of secondary battle to hopefully get some more experience to get our troops better situated for the final battle, which will be coming, but we're not there yet. So let's go ahead and jump into this fight. And we'll fight the Battle of Gotha. I was moving to Gotha to try and get another officer because one of my officers in my brigades was killed, but they intercepted me before I got there. So let's go ahead and fight this fight. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the battlefield. We got a nice little high ground over here with a little bit of a town. We fought on this battlefield before. Usually we anchor on each of these 2 hills, put troops through the town, and then let them come at me. I don't know if there's a better area to defend. I don't usually like going on the offensive in these fights. I usually prefer being on the defensive. Let's try something different this time around. Let's go ahead and deploy our artillery on the left. We're going to deploy them up on this high ground. We can't quite get there this minute. We'll have to wait, but we'll go ahead and deploy these guys on this high ground over here. And then everything to the right. I just want to mix it up. We fought on this battlefield a number of times. We might as well do something a little different this time. This way we can get a little bit more open ground to maybe lure the enemy into more of a favorable position for us to, tear apart. So we can do that. We'll deploy here at 1/3 or 3/4 speed. Put the artillery up on this hill. Be nice if I had an officer with a artillery trait or a supply wagon trait. Unfortunately, we don't. Okay. There is an exposed point here. This open ground will be a bit difficult for us to hold. Put a couple of units in reserve back this way. Ideally we can stretch out our whole front and have a bunch of units in reserve. We've got plenty of troops, I think. Especially since in this particular fight we outnumber the enemy 2 to 1 almost. Alright, the artillery didn't quite spread out as much as I would like, so we're going to go ahead and just adjust them slightly. Get them all. I want everybody in one line. Nothing's in range yet anyway. They can come across this open field. That's what I'm really hoping. Hoping they do. unlimber everybody. So we got a nice little gun line. Hey, Malcolm. Cheers. Hope you're well. Nice long gun line. Let's go ahead and also order them to hold fire. Can I do that? Do I have to do them one by one? Well, I'm guessing if we turn off the auto-targeting, then they won't shoot. Alright, let's speed things up a little bit now that the guns are in position. Putting a reserve unit of grenadiers over here just because I expect these veteran muskets to get driven back. This open ground on our right flank is one of my main concerns here. In fact, maybe we'd be better off if we were to shorten the line a bit. And then throw these guys here. Let's slow things up a bit. Alright, I think that's a little bit better of a line. Doesn't quite give me as many reserves, so we'll go ahead and deploy Saxon Grenadiers over this way. General should be up here on this hill. And here the enemy comes. Alright. We have troops in range. I suppose we should have let the artillery open up, huh? Boom! That was just a coordinated volley all across the line. They did target mostly the same. There were 2 regiments that got targeted independently, but they did quite a bit of damage here against these Freikorps veteran muskets. Man, these guys seem to be moving real fast for normal speed. Okay, enemy cavalry might be trying to charge my left flank. Yep. Just brace, you have earthworks that should help you take the charge. Oh, those are grenadiers, not cavalry. Okay, well. You know, they charged into these boys over here on the right. Do I want to move my cavalry over here? They're trying to break through. They're just gone full melee. That seems to be one of the big differences here. Is in the Act 3 battles, is the enemy's much more likely to charge you. And their cavalry are much more effective in that. But it looks like we drove them back for the most part. That artillery battery here. I don't know how much they fired it directly at the units in front of them, but I think that played a key role in driving that assault back there on that flank. Alright, they broke my veteran muskets, or maybe not, but we're going to go ahead and charge these guys. I don't know that charging in the woods really matters that much. I'm not entirely sure. But charged the 1,000 hussars in where the enemy was breaking through. Drove them back. They're going to charge my cavalry here. I'm not going to get out in time. Man, they're really going to try to break the hinge of this line. They just don't have enough troops. This is going to be a bloodier fight than I would like, but they just don't have enough troops to push through. Where did my hussars go? Did they get driven back? I have 1 cavalry in it. Well, they're still there. Seems to be the bulk of the fight here on the hinge of our line here. Alright, I'll have my hussars pursue, but I think that's pretty much it. I think this fight's over. I think we've won it. I like pulling back and then charging because you do get like a charge bonus here. Do they not have any artillery? That's the other thing that maybe is a big difference on this fight. I don't see any actual guns. Just a lone enemy regiment left. I don't even know if my troops will get there before they break. They're already wavering. I'd love to charge into their flank. That'll be fun, but... How did my artillery do, by the way? 130, 160. I probably held fire just a tad too long. Alright, that was an easy victory, though. Good start. Okay. 1,000 gold. I'll need to recruit a new officer. Okay. Some new stuff. How many men do we lose? 3,000? Alright, let's do... who are we playing? We're playing as the Holy Roman Empire. I guess veterancy? Like, I need to try and get as many of these guys promoted as possible. Okay. Let's go to Gotha. Alright. Bought everything out here, and then we need... Ooh, supply wagon! Yes! Oh, this guy's even better and has supply wagon. Melee. Stamina and veterancy. Cover. I think actually this is better. Deploying more quickly. I don't want to take more melee damage, given how quickly the enemy tends to charge us. So I'm going to go with Henrik von Wolf, even though he's a slightly inferior officer. We need the added perk of the supply wagon. Is anybody not fully equipped? Delft is 22, 12, and 14. It's worse than our soul muskets, that's the problem. Man, it just kills so much ammo consumption, that's the other thing. Double canister. Give him the double canister. Okay. What are my carbines here? They're already excellent. Okay. I suppose the stamina's worth it. Lumber chest, excellent. First basic, certainly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do, do-blah, do-da. Alright. Well, we'll improve their stakes. Does this, can this go somewhere else too? No, just there. Everybody's already got really good guns. That's the other thing, is it's kind of like, well, what can I do? To improve these guys? Not much is the answer. The horse is already maxed out. I guess good horseshoes versus basic is a good upgrade. Okay. Well, I don't have enough money to do any more upgrades. Well, I will when I sell some of this stuff. Alright, so we'll sell the basic stuff because I have no use for that. All my stuff is already upgraded past, pretty much if it's not excellent, I'm not keeping it. I don't have a place for the saddles. Basic bayonet, basic wood stakes. Okay. I also don't have a place for those saddles, even though they're good. I don't have a use for the horses, even though they're valuable. Don't really need more canister rounds. Or gunner's implements. Okay. Well. Alright, let's sell at a different building, I suppose, where they have more cash. Don't have a use for the breastplates. Okay. 800 gold. What do we need to still upgrade? Can you only do one of these documents per group? Not really worried about them running out of ammo, but... Okay... I should have kept some of those. What we should do is let's go back and... Can we buy back those entrenching tools? Or are there better entrenching tools I can get? I can't really get better guns at this time, I don't think. Maybe better bayonets. I could probably upgrade some of my artillery, but... Okay, charge resistance, that's expensive. Okay. Alright, so I got better earthworks. Now I need a way to place them. I don't have anything I can do with that headgear for them. Again, these guns I don't have a use for, so we'll sell the guns. It is a fun game. Okay. Alright, let's go see if we can... I know this is like, maybe the upgrading's not the most fun, but... I've got to figure out a way... to... These are basic Tricenticers, so open order, accuracy, and move speed. I don't really fight in open order. So I suppose the morale is more valuable in this upcoming fight. Anybody not have a veterancy gain in morale or anything? Morale and damage received? It's more about that at this point. That's a useful one. Fire damage received. These guys don't even have a doctrine. I'm not looking to hurt my accuracy. Okay. I don't think I have any... money to throw at someone here. We can fit one more thing on the Saxon recruits. Probably not looking... I'm not really going to be charging the enemy most likely, so selling that makes sense. Sell the open order. I'm not going to be using that. And then... reload and move speed might... reload specifically or accuracy. But I think they already have... Think of the sub V44. I think they already have the Saxon recruits. Where are they? They already have a T. Or whatever. What are these? Morale and charge. Morale is useful. Charge is probably not. Is there anything that's like morale and shooting? No. Reduced ammo consumption. That could be useful for artillery. Oh wow, that's useful. I don't have the cash for it. I'm probably not going to use the quartered musket balls. Okay. Did I have someone who had an open slot, or was I just assuming we needed more? How have I not been able to sell these yet? Why do I not see that as an option? Do I need to scroll down? Oh, they're like hidden down here. Oh, they don't have any money. Okay, cool. Some of these are pretty neat little icons there. All right, let's see here. So the artillery one, these guys don't even have a doctrine. But the reload and ammo consumption would be pretty huge. Who needs it the most, though? Bronze 6-pounder. This gun uses 35 ammo consumption. 25. 29. 24. So this uses by far the most ammo consumption. It also has the best shot damage. So give them better that. I still have 200 gold left to spend on something. Shouldn't have sold those wooden stakes. They could have been useful. I don't know if I want any of that. Wasn't there another thing that had doctrine somewhere? I guess not. None of this other stuff has things I want to buy right now. I could probably try and get better guns, but the problem is they all use more ammo, so it's kind of a push and pull of what makes the most sense. Hopefully that supply wagon helps us a lot with our artillery. Okay. All right, let's get out of here. I don't know if there's anything else here that I want, but I'm not sure I want to burn one of the few places I can still get replacement officers for. Sure. I don't need those provisions at all. Alright, let's go back to this town over here. Yeah, I'll take the free recruits. Alright, what's down here? 24,000 men. They're an encamped army. I probably have just enough time to fight them and then still get replacements. It will be a tricky fight. But this will be an interesting test because they'll be about my number. They're just a step below the actual headquarters army. So if we can't beat these guys, we probably can't beat the headquarters army with 6,000 more men. Oh. We're going to fight these guys instead. 18,000 men of a 2-gold Starfield army that's chasing me. Okay. Not exactly what I was looking for, but we'll fight it. I think the items are maybe a little much. I don't know, like, it seems a little silly. It's like, I don't know that you need this many items. Like, either there's redundance or there's just a level of, you know, what means what to this. I do not like this battlefield at all. No real good place to put my artillery. There's sufficient cover, but not really any kill zones where the enemy's going to come through. I suppose we could push to put our guns in this open area here and deploy infantry on each flank. I guess that's what I'll do. Alright, guns. Up there on the high ground. Put these muskets on the left flank in the woods. These guys will guard the open ground. Fence line, wood line. Did I not order these guys up here? Alright. The rest of these guys, I think, are going to be in reserve. Thank you for the sub, Vanian. Or Gaufi as well. Okay, the guns will move into engagement orders, or they'll have the authorization to engage. Where are the Netherlanders not going up there? Okay. Alright. Trying to shore up my line here. I don't think there's a good, clean way to do it. We don't have a ton of reserves. We've got one line of reserves down here in the south. A double line would be preferable. At least by shifting left, it bought us some time because the entire enemy position was much more skewed toward the center and right. So the enemy had to take all this time we spent deploying to turn to face us. Alright, artillery's opening up. The enemy also does have some light troops as well, which I'm not sure where they're at, but that's where I want to put my horse. Let's see, they're coming at us here. Prussian lifeguards in front. Grenadiers. There's the Freikorps Jägers. 2 regiments of them. Kind of more toward my center, so we'll deploy the cavalry here. We'll go after them when we can. I don't love that my artillery's firing at the light infantry here. Seems kind of like a waste. Let's send the cavalry out. They've got the biggest gap between them and the Fusiliers at the moment that they'll probably get. We're going to charge them. This may spend my horsemen, but light troops can be a frickin' nightmare to deal with. Their light, their open order means that they really don't respond to musketry fire the way you would like. So we quickly routed them. And I'll pull my cavalry back. We'll charge into the flank of this light regiment. Fortunate for us, their regular infantry got hung up by the terrain so that they were far enough back. The volley hurt us, but it didn't destroy us. Alright, they lost their officer. I'm surprised they haven't shattered yet. There's like nobody left. Alright, there you go. So I lost close on 200 men, but I inflicted over 750 casualties and removed 2 enemy regiments from the board right off the bat. Are these guys not in range? Oh, they are in range. Okay. Well, you're taking fire, so you should probably return fire. Alright. Okay. We're letting them come to me. That generally seems like the better strategy in this game. Artillery is doing good work. Where did I put that supply wagon anyway for that general? It's all the way over here. Get up by the guns. The guns are the things that consume the ammo. Supply wagon still has 100% of its ammo. So they got some guns back here that are firing at my boys. Grenades out! Oh, you threw those long. Still messed with the morale, though. Chuck 2 more grenades. I almost never use the grenades. Man, they really shot those long. You're gonna get charged. Get a volley off before you get hit. Present. Fire! Point blank range right into the enemy cavalry as they charged and then shattered. That was a perfectly timed volley. Cavalry's charging my infantry. Cavalry charging against thick lines of infantry that are not wavering is usually not a recipe for success in this game. But we're gonna move these guys over here. Wheel and chuck grenades on these lifeguards. Supposed to char their morale. We're gonna charge with these guys here once the next line of grenades goes out. .300 casualties and only 60 inflicted. Yikes. There we go. Drive them into the... Well, I don't know where you're driving them. That's a disorganized mob of men. Okay. Supply wagon is having its ammo chewed up by the artillery, but the artillery is still at 100% ammo, which is great. One of my grenadiers. Oh no, I lost an officer. One of my better ones. Perhaps charging willy-nilly at these boys was not the appropriate strategy. Oh, you're supposed to charge these guys, not... Where you're shooting at them but charging at these guys? I don't understand that, but okay. Good job, cavalry. Now go charge these guys. Get out of the range of those volleys. And finish off these lifeguards. You've inflicted over 1,100 casualties. Most of the enemy infantry is toast at this point. It's really just the cavalry. Everybody focus on this regiment of chasseurs. Probably don't get a volley off before they get charged. I don't want to fire into my own men. My boys are retreating. Or his boys are retreating, I'm not sure which. I like how... Oh, I was going to say, it was the one regiment we had that retreated was the one with my officer who was killed, but apparently there were two. Yeah, Max, I made a video about it, but I haven't heard from my opponent in War in the Pacific in quite some time, so as much as I would like to resume it, it's effectively dead. We shall see, you know, he could come back. It's only been 6 months. Alright, there's a victory. I was much more active in that battle, especially once I charged on the right flank. We will see if that is a good result or not here. How many casualties did we take? 3,000 men? More than I wanted. I'll take veterancy. Number of units got promoted, at least. Their experience went up. Made through most, but not all of our recruits and ammo. Let's not go attack that army. As much as I would like the doctrine advantage, we took too many casualties. I want to go get a new officer. Hopefully I can get one here. Yep. Reinhold von Rambouillet. I don't care about the cavalry accuracy, but combat bonus from elevation. His boy should be on high ground. Accuracy range. Stand on veterancy. Yeah, I guess we'll do Reinhold. Okay. He's also a level, 5 general, so nice to have him around. Gorge. Colors. Basic sabers. Okay. Anything that makes me shoot better, I think, is what I'm really interested in. Or gives me better cover, I suppose. God damn it. They don't have anything. I spent all their money. There's nothing I can give them. Okay. We'll look for someone else without T. Yes, I would much rather that than the charge bonus, because I'm probably not going to charge with any of these guys. Melee, yes, because the enemy will charge me. Alright, so these will probably just be replacing guys. 4 and 8. Melee damage +4, morale +4. I'll take the reload and move speed. Real stamina. Casualties restored and attrition, that's not a concern for these upcoming battles. Okay. I'm not going to charge. The stamina, I suppose, would be a concern, but... I'm not going to use those. I would like to have more excellent coffee rations, but I don't have the cash for it. Okay. Alright, do we bother trying to fight one more battle before the actual boss fight? We've got 20 days, which may not be enough to fully replenish. We might have a few extra days if the enemy pursues us. Is it worth trying to get another... I mean, I don't know what the doctrine perk would be. If I could just sit and drill, I might do that. But I can't. They replaced the drill thing with... Yeah. What do I do? Yeah, it's only 200 per day. I don't think it's worth the casualties I would take. What will I get here? 3 weapons, of which I probably don't have a use. The light socket bayonets could come in handy. 12 and 12. 10 and 16. Everybody have these ramrod things? Go sell it at the previous town, try and get a little more cash. Still don't have enough money. I might actually need that ammo for the next... If we win the battle, there can actually be 2 main battles. Units replenish if you have resources to replenish them. So yes-ish. Fuck it, let's go charge toward the enemy. I don't think there's anything else I can do in the next 5 days. I suppose by moving around we run into the risk of running into a field army. Why am I not at full strength? I'm at... Alright, enemy field armies moving toward us. We're still like 200 below max. Oh, it's because I don't have one of my units set to fully replenish, that's why. Alright, we got to full strength. And the enemy is in pursuit of us. Where are they? Here they are. Moving toward us. War profiteering. Oh, that's for Gotha, never mind. Okay. I mean, the enemy's gonna... I don't think the terrain the one thing that'd be nice is if the terrain on the map reflected the terrain you'd fight under. Here we go. Alright, we're outnumbered by almost 50%. 9,000 men over... We've got 21,000. The enemy... God damn, they've got this times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2. So many units. I really hope the 30,000 includes those times 2s, because if it doesn't, we're screwed. 7, 7, 8, 9. God, they're so experienced. I mean, our artillery is pretty experienced too. 7, 9, 7. Only 5 on this one. Most of my troops are all silver. They're all, like, top-notch. Good lord. Pray for us, my boys. Pray for us. On that note, we've been going for almost an hour. This is the first headquarters battle. The way the campaign used to work anyway, there were 2, so we'll see if that's the case. But we have to win the first. If we don't win the first, it's over. Remember, we're playing Iron Man, so there's no reloading of our saves. And we're outnumbered pretty heavily here, so I'm not super optimistic. We'll see how that plays out in the next video, however. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you very much for watching, and I'm out.